Good evening, all of you. I hope most of you tried to do these assignments, and these are very easy questions. So let's proceed to the first question here. So this is the sample paper question. The first question says in a table MySQL, an attribute A of data type varchar has this value and the attribute B has this value. How many characters are occupied by attribute A and attribute B? We know the difference between char and varchar is varchar will take only those many characters which are actually there. So you have different options here. So you definitely know varchar is going to occupy lesser space for you. So Keshav is KESHAV 6, but char will always give you a fixed type. So answer B is the correct answer for this. So in MySQL, you have a degree 5. So you have 5 columns and you have 3 rows. Cardinality is 3. This is for A. And in table beta, you have a degree 3 and you have again a cardinality of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What will be the degree and cardinality of the Cartesian product of alpha and beta? So Cartesian product, we know it is like similar to your max, right? You have 5 columns here and 3 columns here. So when you're joining two tables like using a Cartesian product, it is going to add it together. So the number of columns is going to be 8 for us. So once you figure that out, I think the answer is going to be B, 8, 15, because there's only one option. You can multiply 5 into 3. So degree is going to be in a cardinality. Degree is 5 plus 3 in Cartesian product, and cardinality is going to be 5 into 3, which is 15, right? So this is regarding the next question. See, in sample paper alone, instead of 2 MCQs, you have seen 3 MCQs from SQL. So they just slightly changed the pattern here. So which of the following statements is false about keys in a relational database? So they are trying to test you on the not just the definition of keys, but your understanding of keys. So any candidate key is eligible to become a primary key. True. That is a very true statement. So we don't have any problem with the statement. It's perfectly correct. A primary key uniquely identifies tuples in a relation. Yes. A candidate key that is not a primary key is an alternate key. So that is the definition of alternate key. So this is the wrong statement for us. So answer is C for the statement, right? So again, an easy question as a 2 mark here. So Ms. Shalini has created a table. So first read the question carefully. The question paper is big, whereas your answer is going to be very small here, right? So let's take just a minute. Okay, so let's take the next question. So you have to see that help her in writing an SQL command. You're going to write a command to add a primary key column itself. So it's not just a constraint. So we know that alter works as alter table, the table name. So use the same spelling given here. E is capital, employee. So I'm going to add a column first. So add the column name is EMPID and immediately I have to give integer. Int or integer will work for us. Then I can just say primary key. So this is for adding a new column and then setting it as a primary key. So alter table employee add constraint primary key will only do the constraint for the primary. As if you want to say already the column is there, you want to set it as a primary key, then you have to use the constraint keyword here. Now again the second 2 marks, right? So first mark is done. The next mark is for insert the following record. So there are two things here. If I say insert into employee, if I use my usual syntax, right? If I use my usual syntax and I say add, insert into employee values. Remember, employee ID we just now added. So you cannot use it in the same order. So you have to go in this order. So first I have to give e-name, which is Sweta. Then I have to give department as production in a single quote. Then I have to say my 26900 and then I have to give my 999, remember. So this is one small change that is required here. So insert into employee, if I use, I have to give it in the order that it will be there in the table. Then only the query will work. Or I can also say the usual way where I have told you if you want to insert only for certain values. So insert into employee. Now I can change my order. If I want to say employee ID first, if whichever order I want to insert them, if I give the name here, then I can use it in any order that I want. Right. So next is your another very similar question. So he is working in a database named Sport. Okay, the database name is Sport, in which he created a table named Sports. Remember, see, there's a difference here. They are read all the questions properly. He realized that the attribute category has to be deleted from the table and a new attribute has to be added. And this attribute cannot be left blank. Help Zach write the commands to complete both the tasks. So let us take it one by one. So first thing is he has to delete a category column. This column has to be deleted from the table. So same alter table because structure is being changed. Alter table sports. Drop category. So this is a very nice way to do this because that's all right. You're given the column name. There is no need for any data type here. It will drop that particular column. Now you're going to add a new attribute. So alter table sports. Add type sport. Type sport is of type string. So I can just say varchar of whatever I want. I don't know how many letters it is going to be. So let me give me a 30 or a 20 or whatever. And I can just say not null here itself. Let me change the color. I'm not sure if it's to see this. So it's not null because they have said it cannot be left blank. So I'm just adding the constraint while creating the column itself. So this is the query for the second statement, right? Yes. So the next question here in the paper was you have to do the output only. So write the output. So straightforward questions. Select count of distinct sports. So let me say count of right. So when I do this, let me take the answer and check it once also. It is going to be how many sports are there? So there is chess, there is a cricket, there is a volleyball, there is a karate, and then it is repeating only. So I think the answer should be 4 here. Yes. And then for the second one, select C name, comma sports from club. So you have a C name and then you have a space and you have sports. If you notice at it properly, there is a single table query as well as a double table query. So single table queries are very easy to do. So they've given you that also as for 1 mark. Previously, it was only a half mark questions, but in the sample paper, it is a 1 mark question. So select C name, comma sports from club. Okay, where DO date of appointment could be date of appointment or whatever is less than. It has to be less than 2006 and April. So this is qualifying. This is qualifying. This is not qualifying, not qualifying. Yes. 2006, yes. 2005, yes. So first criteria, I will put a dot here. And C name like percentage NA. It has to have NA even as the beginning or at the or as the end. Anywhere in the sentence, it has to have NA. So I have Amritala no. Shamla, it's not there. Meena, you have yes. Percentage means 0 or any before. NA, Amina, yes. You have this also. Sorry. This is AN, so no, no. So only 2. And in these 2, this is not satisfying. So I think the answer has to be only Amina. And the sports that she plays is chess. That's it. So hardly these are all 30-second questions for us. So select C name, age, pay. Okay, so you want first whatever they have given, write it in the heading here. Makes life little easy for you also. You have to only choose them and write now. From club where gender is male. Okay, so I have gender male. Gender male, gender is male, and gender is male. There are 3 male entries here. And pay is between 1000 and 1200. It has to be between 1000 and 1200. See, 1000 and 1200 means it includes that also. So this will be included. 1200, this will be included, whereas this person is getting extra. So no, this will not be included. So the C name is going to be Amrit and Virat. So Amritla, you have age as 28, Virat age is 35, and this pay is 1000, and this pay is 1000. Right? So between and will include, right? Whereas where are less than we are using, we have to say less than or equal to. We have to mention that equal to there. But here it is like between will include automatically the first and the last values. Right? So next. So I have to write queries, right? So this is one thing which is new. At least they have asked queries now. So let's write queries. Increase the salary by 5% of personnels whose allowance is known. So the allowance has to be not null. In that case, I have to update the salary. I have to increase the salary by 5%. So let's write this. Update command. Update. The table name is given in small letters. So I am trying to use the same thing. SQL is not case sensitive. So it is not definitely going to matter here. Set salary is equal to already existing salary into increase salary plus. This is given wrongly in your answer key of CBSE website itself. They have just given salary is equal to salary into 0.5. That we can't do. We have to do salary plus salary into 0.5. 0.05 that too, right? Because it's only 5%. So this is, and the condition is where allowance, you have to say not is not null. You have to use the proper keywords. That is why they're giving you 1 full mark for this query. So update personal set. There are 2 things here. You have to write the formula also correctly, and you have to also say where allowance is not equal to. You cannot say any other thing. You have to say is not null. You have to use these words for checking the allowance. Coming to the second question, display name and total salary. Total salary, you have a formula to do. So you are going to select name, comma. They are given the formula. So salary plus allowance. I will use the keyword as, whatever name they have given as total salary. You can also give a space and say total salary without using as also. As is a keyword here. Total salary. The column heading total salary should be also be displayed they have given. So that's all. There is no condition. So from which table? Personnel. Delete the record of personnels who have salary greater than 25,000. So delete from. There is no need to put a star here. You can just say delete from. Delete from personnel where salary is greater than. Straightforward query this is. So you can see that all the queries are not difficult. It is only that certain queries will, these are the same queries. This has been repeated so many times. Whenever they ask an update, they always ask you to update a percentage, somewhere in a percentage thing. So you have to know that it is always the existing percentage. Increase the marks by 5 will be just marks is equal to marks plus 5. Right. Again, you cannot say marks is equal to 5. You have to say marks is equal to marks plus 5. So you have to be careful while writing these queries. Right. So let's move on to the next question. So product and brand, write SQL queries for the following. Okay. Display product name and brand name from the tables product and brand. Product name and brand name. Select P name, comma, B name from product, comma, brand, where. See, I can do one thing. I know that there are 2 different tables. So I have to join them definitely. I can just put a variable space P and space B. And I can say P dot BID is equal to B dot BID. So if I just join them, So the corresponding product name and brand name, like shampoo, if it's P01, its brand is M03. So Medimix. So shampoo, Medimix, like that, it will get displayed. So just imagine what they're asking you to display, and based on it, write your simple join query. Right? Display the structure of the table product. This is a nice question. We know this already. To describe product. Disk or describe, both will work for you. Display the average rating of Medimix and Dove brands. So you have two brands here. So Medimix and Dove brands, want the rating of them. See, again, it is going to be, you can directly take, you don't know the, you cannot take the, so here, let's finish the fourth one and come to the third one, because third one, it's a little more knowledge to do this. So display the name, price, and rating of products in descending order. So simple query, this is, you have only name, price, rating. So you have name, price, and rating all in the same table. So I can just say select P name, comma, U price, comma, rating from product, order by rating, descending. So this is the fourth query, and actually this is a very easy one, because here it's only straightforward. And also if they ask you to order by also, first it has to be in the order of rating, and then it has to be in the order of whatever column. You can also do that. How many ever ranking you want to give, you can always give for sorting, right? Coming to the third query, see, the question would have been easier if it was only average. So you would have just said display average rating of some brands. Now I will just say select some. Now what happens is, you have two tables here, and first is Medimix and Dove brands ID is only there in the product table, whereas the name is here in the brand table. So this is a query which needs the use of group by as well as having, right? So they will say, let's say select, let's select, what are they asking? Average rating, right? So first of all, you need to know the brand name, comma, average of rating. Select this from product. I don't have a space here. Just a minute. Let me insert a page again. Let's do this query alone. Select select B name, comma, average of rating from product P, comma, brand B, where P.bid is equal to B.bid. So this is the common thing that we use for doing any join of two tables. So once we are done with doing this join, now you also have to do one more thing. You have to group by brand name, right? So group by brand name or brand ID, whichever is convenient for you. So let's group by brand name, having B name is equal to Medimix, or B name is equal to Dove. So this is definitely a complex query, and I'm not sure they're going to even ask this type of a query. They have so far never asked in the past 5 years. 5 years they have not asked any query which is using group by as well as having. But yes, this is a sample paper question, so it is always better that it is not difficult, but we have not done this type of question, and it is for 1 mark. We have been very easy. See, one question is display structure of table product, and the next question is having so many subdivisions in the using the query. So generally they encourage all these in your practicals. So practicals, they would want the teachers to give you some different exercises so that you can try all these things. Whereas when it comes to theory, they will stick on to the basics. Okay. So we will go on to the next question. Define the term domain with respect to RDBMS. So this is there already in the notes also for you. So it is a range of values. Domain is the range of values that a column can take. So the range of values that a column can take. So you can give any example. So maybe you can give the same student table. You can take a student ID. You can give a student name. And you can have a column called gender. And you can just have two values here. You can say that the gender can take only maybe male, female, and you can also include, if you want, you can just say trans. So this is the set of values that this particular table can take. So that constraint can also be set while creating a table itself. So this is the latest pattern where they have tried to ask you 1 mark and a 4 mark. So they have reduced one 2-mark question, and instead they had given one extra 1 mark in this paper, and another 1 mark they have tried to add it here for you. So all this is already there in the notes. In the notes, you can see the first page itself, you have all the definitions. So I don't think they are going anywhere below that, right? So the additional practice paper, which SQL operator performs pattern matching? As I told you, MCQs, all the 18 MCQs are going to be very, very straightforward for you. You just have to remember and write. That's all. There's going to be no problem here at all. So like operator is the only operator which performs pattern matching. So differentiate between this percentage and underscore characters used with like operator in SQL. So this is also an easy question. Percentage is going to match 0 or more characters, whereas underscore is going to match exactly 1 character. So this is done. And then differentiate between drop and delete commands in SQL. So again, they are giving you a choice. Choose your questions wisely. So you have a drop. You have a lot of things to write for these. You can give some examples here. For percentage, you can say A percentage means starting with A, and underscore A means the first letter is something else, but the second letter is A. So, or you can also say, give some example here by saying, yeah, second letter is going to be percentage A. Any example, right? Any example you can give for this and explain this, but better than that is your drop and delete question here. So you have a drop and delete. So differentiate between drop and delete commands in SQL with appropriate examples. So drop is going to be a DDL command, whereas delete is going to be a DML command. So this is a major difference between both of them. And then you can give a syntax. Drop will drop the entire table, whereas delete is going to only, it is similar to truncate. So it will delete only the contents of the table. It will have the structure intact. So that example you can always give here. The next question is, consider the following commands. Okay, you have these two commands. So now they're asking you to give the difference. We know that count star, always star means all. Count star will give you all values. Count of a column will give you all non-null values. So this is the difference between count and count star. Again, if these two commands are producing different results, what may be the possible reason? So this is the possible reason. Which command A or B might have a higher value? So because it gives all values, command B will have more value. Right? Next. So consider this table. Again, it is only a write the output. Select star from book, natural join with member. So you have this book table and you have this member table. And we have seen that in natural join, which is the common value here, code. The code will not be repeated. So you have code, B name, type, and then you have M number, M name. The code will not come here. And you have the issue date. So whatever values are common, you have only L102, F102, C101. L102, C101, F102. So you have 3 values. So only these 3 rows are going to be joined here. So you have to write the code, and only 3 rows. You have to write all the respective values from the table. You have to just join. It's a big query to write, but yes, this is an easy one to do. So natural join and usual equijoin. In equijoin, if we do not specify, when I say select star, it is going to give code twice. Whereas in natural join, it is going to take it only once. So that is the difference also, the theory question also. And first time they have also asked this in the additional practice paper. So it is better that we know this also, right? So coming to the B part of the question, you have select name project from employee, order by name descending. So very, very easy questions these are also. So you can just write it as, you have name and you have project, and in name you have Satyansh, right? You have it ordered as ABCD. You have, this is last two, PQR. Yes comes first, R comes next, M is third, Alex and Akhtar, KL, K kapra L, right? So 4 and then 5. So right in the same order, so Satyansh, Ranjan, Munira, you have an Alex, and then you have the Akhtar. So once you do this, you can just write the product ID corresponding to, I think that you can do, right? So PO4, PO1, PO1, PO2, and PO4. Done. So next one is second question. Select name salary. So you have name and you have to put the salary. So first write the headings properly. And in name, they are saying the salary where the name is like A. The name has to start with A. So from here itself, we know there are only two names. You have Akhtar. Akhtar is first in the table. So I'm writing that first. And then I have an Alex. So salary I have to take from the table. It is 125000 and 75,000. Third question, select name, date of joining from employee, where the salary is between, I think it's 1 lakh and 2 lakh, right? So 1 lakh and 2 lakh, you have 1 lakh and 2 lakh, 1 lakh and 2 lakh. Yes. This is also between 1 lakh and 2 lakh. This is not there. This is not there. So the first three rows, right? So it's Ranjan, Akhtar, and Munira. So all these three values will be there. And the fourth one, select star from employee where project is equal to P01. So project is P01. So the entire rows of two rows, right? Ranjan and Munira, both of them, the entire row will be selected for this command. So again, output based question. And there is this usual question, write the name of the command to display the structure of a table, right? Table in the database. So display the structure is describe table, or disk table, or describe command, however you want to write it. This is going to be the answer for the B part of the question. When you come to the A part, select FID, min fees, and max fees. So FID is F01. So you have to first choose your distinct FIDs here. So F01, F03, 4, and 5 are there. So F04, F03, and F05. There are, so minimum, maximum, if there's only one, then yes, he is the best, right? So if I have only one ID, F05. If I have only one value for F01, there is 2. So there's a grid computing for 40,000 and there is this for 12,000. So minimum is 12,000 and maximum is 40,000. Then you have an F04. F04, you have 17,000 and 15,000. You have an F03. You have an 8,000. So F05, there is only null there. So that null is the minimum and null is the maximum. So you can't put a 0 there. You have to remember to put the null value correctly. Select average salary. So average of salary. Average of salary from what? Name like percentage A. So name should have an A in that. So Anishma has an A. Bhumi does not have. Neha has an A. So I have 32,000 plus 27,000. So when I put a by 2, it's going to give me 29,500. This is my average salary. Select F name, C name. From two tables. What is the condition given? Where it has to be there and it has to be only F04. So F04 is course 14. F04 is Neha. So the F name is going to be Neha. There are two F04s. So both times F name is, faculty name is Neha, and the course name is going to be, for one it is Python and for other one it is computer network. The last question, F name, C name and fee. So here it has to first join. So it has to be there in both the tables. That is the first condition. And then the fee has to be greater than 15,000. So greater than 15,000, you have 1, 2. It is greater than. So these all will not be included. So there are only two courses here. One is F name is faculty name. Course name is easy to write. Grid computing and Python. So grid computing, you have to go back, and F01, it is Anishma. And for Python, it is Neha. And you can write the fee here, right? It's going to be 40,000 and 17,000. Okay, so little extra to write, but yes, it's also a very easy question. So now this is another question in the additional practice paper. Identify the columns which can be considered as candidate keys. So the candidate keys they are asking, which means they're not asking you the primary key. So admission number can be a candidate key. Correct? It can be a candidate key. Then roll number can also be a candidate key. If you look at this, usually yes, name also is unique here, but let's not write it because we know name cannot be used as a candidate key. So we will avoid doing this. So we can say only two values. As per answer key also, it is only this much. If two more columns are added, so you already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're adding two more columns. So the new degree is going to be, the degree is going to be old plus 2 more, which is 8. And cardinality, there are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you are deleting 3 rows. 7. I think it is 4, right? So they're going to be 4 is the new cardinality of the table. Write a statement to increase the SEM2 marks by 3% for the student securing marks between 70 to 100. If you look at it, now the answer key, they have given it correctly. I think they have included this because in the sample question paper answer key, they had given the answer key itself wrong here. So write a statement to increase. Obviously, it is an update statement. So update result, the table name, set. SEM2 is equal to SEM2 plus 0.03, 3% into SEM2, or SEM2 into 0.03%. Where SEM2 between 70 and 100. So update the table name, set this marks. This is the query for update. So the last question they are asked, define the term constraint. So as I already told you, this constraint is something which they have been asking now because previously they were not asking this. So explain constraints. So SQL constraints are used to specify, they are the rules. They are the rules for data. There's a rules for data in a table, and the constraints are used to limit the type of data that can go into the table. So the different constraints are not null, unique, and primary key. You also have a different other constraints, but the major constraints are going to be not null, unique, and primary key. Right? So these are the answers for your assignment of today.